to a routine life of faith. Such a life of faith becomes conditioned to Satan, who is always busy trying to find reasons to accuse us. As people walk the path of restoration, Satan does not want to yield even one person. He continually looks for an opportunity to invade people by any means or method. In this sense, strict religious precepts are beneficial. When individuals fulfill indemnity conditions, Satan can be separated from them on the individual level. However, Satan may again invade on the family level, the tribal level, on the national level. If you lead a worldly life guided by habit, you will tend to get easily caught up in a conventional lifestyle that is not the true way of life. It is better for you to unceasingly practice true love and sacrifice yourself for others, for only then can you overcome Satan. Accordingly, although it may be difficult when you practice the way of righteousness for the public good, you can experience tremendous fulfillment. We all need to lead such lives. Reasons for living a life of faith. We human beings have a conscience and a physical body. The more we are pulled by the body, the more the body dominates us, and the more its desire controls our life. The less powerful our center will be. If we follow the desires of the body, we will be pulled down to the point where the sphere of our conscience dwindles to zero. However, if we control the desires of the body, we can grow in our vertical faith. We have not yet grown spiritually to reach the standard of perfection before God. In order to reach that level, we need to do our utmost to offer conditions of devotion greater than any worldly love. Only when we invest greater love for God than our love for the world can we reach the completion level of the growth stage. Then, by fulfilling our portion responsibility centering on the realm of oneness, we can pass beyond the jurisdiction of the indirect dominion into God's direct dominion, the realm of perfection. This view is based on the principle.
Thank you very much, Kirill. As mentioned, today's service will be given by Mandy Tumagelov. As I said in my introduction, the president of WFWPU Ireland. She organised a great event yesterday. Please welcome her up, Mandy Tumagelov.
Hello. Yes, I suppose I am the president. But anyway, we'll see. So comes with presidential matters, great responsibility. But today we're not talking about presidential matters because this is our Sunday service. This is our sharing of our heart. And we're all brothers and sisters, right? So I'm sure we have some love and patience and oh, geez. Hello? 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 I've just deafened everyone on Zoom. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, we're all brothers and sisters, so I'm sure you can forgive me if I didn't get my presentation ready. I don't have my PowerPoint. I haven't got it together, but it doesn't mean that I didn't think a lot and prepare a lot for today. It's something I take quite seriously. And while this week was unfolding, many unusual things happened. So I found myself really challenged at the end of my limit in very weird circumstances. I won't go in or either with the details, but at one stage I was thinking of all the things I have to do during this week. I have to do this and I have to do that, and then I have to do the other thing. And how am I going to do this? And I was driving up to Dublin, back to Clare, over to Mayo, down to here, doing things. And then we have a Christmas party. And then on top of that, I'm giving Sunday service. And I thought, I can't think of all these things. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I was driving, and I love driving because you're doing what you're meant to be doing. But, you can space out. Well, you shouldn't space out too much, but, you're driving. And, if I look around, the skyscape or the night sky, I really just love it. I just want to drive forever, never go, just keep going. And I was thinking, oh, God, I just love you, God. This is such an amazing experience to be in this physical world, to see just the idea of everything and the heart behind it. And I just love you. And I was thinking, what am I going to do? I have so many things to do. And then I felt like God was saying, I said, I can't believe you're here. And God was thinking, yeah, I'm here. So I said, you know, well, I can't believe, I have these things to do. And it was like, why don't you just, don't worry about that, because I've got your back. Don't worry about it. Don't think about that Sunday service. It will be okay. Just go through your things day by day. So I really believed that inspiration, and I didn't think about it until it comes to the moment of coming here. And that's when you're confronted. But I'll get to the point. So what I was thinking about recently was osmosis. And it is a scientific fact, where things permeate through that do you remember from science in school, the semi-permeable layer of the water can move and bring elements from one side to the other. And any self-respecting guru or personal coach, self-development coach says, for example, show me your company and what's the end of this? Do you remember, anyone? Show me your company and I'll... Come on, Colin. I'll tell you who you are. Did you hear of that? Show me your company, I'll tell you who you are. So basically, many advice would be, surround yourself with people that you want to be like. So, make sure, ditch the vampires or the negativity, the toxic people. No, you don't want those in your circle. And, get your goals set and make sure that you're having this, relationship with successful people, because then you can learn and, you're on this success life trajectory. Cut the losers or people that the dead weight. So I was thinking about this. And I thought, yes, it's a scientific fact. And it is true. With your lovely future husbands and wives, you do end up taking each other's elements on and round each other off actually through your life. And it is a fact that we take on the elements of the people we surround ourselves with. So I was thinking, well, what does that mean for us then in our community? Did we... how would we apply that philosophy to our community? Do we think we only want people who can adhere to a certain standard, or with the second gen, it's only if you do that? Is that what we should do? If people are out there doing stuff that isn't aligning with our goals, cut the dead weight. Bringing us down, man. We've got a world to save. We've got God, what do we do? So I started thinking, well, what's Father's attitude? True Father, what would he be thinking about this, reality? And then I realized, oh my God, it's totally 180 degrees opposite to what everyone is thinking or promoting or saying. Even though it's a truth, we do affect each other and we do rub off on each other. But Father did the total opposite way. And what did he do? He got us to be willing to give up the most precious, sacred thing that we have, which would be our intimate, personal, love for a husband or a wife. Father, we managed to be inspired enough to be willing to give our life over and actually even love our enemy and marry our enemy. And that's pretty radical when you think of it. That isn't cutting the loose weight. That's marrying the loose weight. Whoa. That's a really, really difficult thing to do. And when I think of our first gen, I kind of came into the church in 94. So I missed most of the really hard stuff, but I got enough of a taster still during those years to understand how tough it was. I don't think I could have stayed in the church. In fact, when I joined the church, very soon after the high, I realized, how can I get out of here? I don't think I like it. It's not for me. Even in my blessing, at one stage, to my lovely husband, I just said, look, I'm really sorry. We were blessed at this stage for 3 years. I said, I'm really sorry. It's actually my fault. I shouldn't have come here. I shouldn't have gone to this blessing. I'm sorry. But you're a really nice guy. You'll find a really good sister and she'll be able to, love you. But it's not me. I take full responsibility. Anyway, somehow he convinced me otherwise. And that was the saving grace. I mean, come on, you have to give a heads up to Carol. He's a very patient man. So it's just interesting to see the concept of what are we doing, what is successful, what are we putting our goals on, what are we putting our values on, and God really, or heavenly parents, or if I think of true parents, obviously Father now is in spirit world. And I just love Father. I love Father because he was so cool, number one. I loved his jazzy shirts. I love that he had a bit of style going on. But apart from that, he wasn't intimidated by people. He didn't hold back, even with our members, he was swearing. I wish they did translate that because it may impact us a bit more, to get the point. And he was more of a dreamer and had visions that I could not compete with those kind of visions. I'm always in my mind thinking many things like Walter Mitty or something. But Father was just on another level of something unbelievable that he would come up with, consistently. So that's something. And I think we're very fortunate to be a part of this movement, this mindset, this radical change of mind, change of thinking, change of existence. And recently I was in Poland, and a few of us here were at this annual gathering in Poland, and it was amazing. Really, really powerful event. But actually, if you see the photos, it looks like we're dancing and happy and everything's great. And we were, in parts. But the content that was delivered was incredibly hard, actually, and incredibly heavy, especially for women who are just in unbelievable circumstances. And when you're hearing people's stories and they've experienced things, it really goes directly beyond any intellectual thing into your heart, and you don't know what to say. There was a woman from Rwanda. A topic came up about abortion, and there were some, strong reactions from the crowd. And one woman from Rwanda said, how can we say these things? If you've been raped, not once, but by multiple people, and then you don't know, you become pregnant, you don't even know who the father is. So you're living in this trauma, and this has happened, and then what do you do in those dilemmas? This woman's been used so many times, totally traumatized. Now she's pregnant, and you want to say, oh, just love the child. That actually isn't even that face. It's who many other things are connected. So when you're listening to her strong vocal response, you feel it, There were other people from Ukraine. There were people who have lost someone. If we're thinking of death, if you lose someone, you have this incredible pain. If we're talking about Palestine and Israel, Gaza Strip now, if you watch any of those Instagrams, reels, or you see the reality of that brutal slaughtering, you can't bear it. Like, how is that? How did we get to the point that you could do that, and then you can see, the visual pain when someone's picking up a child, wrapped in the blood, and they're dead, and they can't take it, and they're expressing that kind of pain. So I realize, my goodness, you're talking, for me, you could say superficial and deep, but I don't think this explains it. But all of us are living and communicating in a world on a certain level. And we do have tea and coffee and the chat and a laugh and a discussion and live in the moment. But always underneath that, there is a lot of stuff going on. So when you look at someone and look at fabulous Brendan there, it's not just his body that's in there, but, in his mind, so many things can be going on. Like, how big is your mind? How much can you fit into your mind? It's huge. And when you think of our senses, how much can we be experiencing or feeling within our bodies? It's massive. So even though when we're working and walking around in the day and interacting with each other, there's some other things underneath that you just have to hold. And especially if you've had trauma, and all of us have, because if it isn't something so extreme, we still have it in our cells all the way back. We've all had generational trauma passed on to us. We don't know exactly where it stems from, but we have things in us, that come up only sometimes when they're triggered. And when they are triggered, it comes out big. You may shock yourself at how you could respond or how you could react to someone when something touches something raw nerve in you. So I was just looking at these women in this incredible conference. We had such a good time and a really, really nice atmosphere. But yet I started to realize, wow, these women, if you met them just out in the street, you'd never know what they're holding just a little bit under the surface. Or there were some women from Cameroon, and their stories are just so harrowing. They are working hard in the West. They're trying to raise money, fund schools, fund things that are going over in Cameroon, raise awareness. So they're working and jolly, and they're great for singing and, making an atmosphere. But underneath it, they're also carrying, incredible pain, incredible suffering. So I was just thinking how fortunate we are to be in a community that, yes, we're not perfect and we have issues, but we're unique people, that we responded to something that touched our heart. We responded to a dilemma of God. We responded that we thought, I want to do that. I want to be better. I want to live a God-centered life. I want to be on the side of goodness, no matter what. And I just think there's many people who may come through our doors or listen to the truth, because if you want to listen to the truth, ask Colin, he's studying. He's doing a master's. How hard is it to do the master's? There's so much content. There's incredible things to be reading, to learning. There's so much stuff. How can you keep up with it all? And then you just more profoundly understand, the reality of things that we're going in. Never mind all of the different areas. And that's another thing with true parents. How many different organizations? I remember being in Yosu, going to the World Fishing Tournament, and we were on a bus, and they said, okay, if the press approach you, you're just a regular angler, okay? Right, fine. I was thinking, and I was sitting with Mitty like, and I don't like killing things, or, I wouldn't have a clue about fishing. I'm just a regular angler. That's all. I'm here to angle and fish and stuff. Anyway, but the thing is as well that I loved about True Father and True Mother is that they trust us. I would not trust myself, never mind us motley crew, to do things, but they did. I remember we went to Japan and we were visiting these very high, influential, authors, MPs, politicians, and we went to the Japanese diet, and then we split into groups of 7, each of the 7 providential nations. And we were meeting these top VIPs, and they were giving us briefings before we went in. This is the situation, and with the North Korea, and then we're stopping the fund, and they were going into all this political stuff. I was thinking, I haven't a clue of all this stuff. And you had to just put on your suit and try your best. And I was just thinking, I hope nobody speaks to me. Just don't speak to me. I'm just a regular angler. That's all. I don't know how I got here. But we were on these big board tables and we were passing, the Japanese diet, and you can see that's where the emperor goes over there and into the places. But do you know what? They did speak to us because they went around each representative, and then we had to say we're part of this peace delegation and why we were there and what motivated us to be there. But I think it went okay. But, I just thought, wow, like, Father, what kind of fate, why would he do that? Doesn't make sense. Would you not look through the membership and just even find a couple and just get your team and use them? Because that's what I would kind of think to do. But that's not the thinking. And I think what we have that is of value is that we love God and we have that internal quality of heart, that's the rarity that we have. It's not just about our ability or our talents. Those are things as well. But the thing that really makes us special is we respond to that. And as a result, God can respond to us. Now we have sin and we better clean up our act. Because we've had a bit of help. We had the original one, kind of moved. Second gen, like you're on a roll already. You're in it. I know you don't even know you're in it, but you're there. You have a direct resonance possibility. But that doesn't mean you're perfect. Sorry, guys. But still, I know, Brendan, but I have faith in you. But the point is, and I think True Mother really explained this very well recently, that it's part of your nature. So I know our community or our church, as wonderful as it is, sometimes maybe you may have questions or you may have, issues or difficulties or limitations or not feel good in this community, actually. Not everyone thinks it's great. Some people think, I can't take it anymore, and they're a little bit outside. So I know that Mother wants us to get all of those people back because they have that special quality. We may have done something to make them feel, I don't know why they're not here. It's great here, but they're not. So we have to work on that one. But the point is, with the second gen, you didn't choose to do this. You're part of it. You grew up in it. It's second nature to you. And maybe you don't even think, what's the big deal? It's kind of obvious, yeah. Just be good. Live your life centered in God. Do your things. Be nice to each other. Get the special one from the sky. Live your happy life. Mind your children. Work on yourself. It's not, it's not that big a deal. But actually, for people that are not in our community, that is a big deal because they don't even know that. They don't even know those simple things, that the best time in your life is grandparents, James and Rose, wherever they are there, and Pat and Halvard. That's the time of enlightenment. That's the time when you really don't care anymore. That's the time where you're dangerous, actually, what you could do, what you could say. But that's the culmination. That's the place you want to be as an adult, that you've really used life's experience. And going back to the story of the osmosis, we're leaning into it. We're not avoiding the pain. We're going to connect with our little hearts to source, and then we can actually be the one. Reverse osmosis. Did you hear of that one? The water reversals. Yeah, so that's our job. We have to do reverse osmosis, and we have to be the light and the sparks that actually can really reveal God's presence, existence, heart. You should be feeling really good, better than drugs. If you're not feeling really, really good, then something's going on. So if you're not feeling really something magical, then we have to start thinking, why is that? Because we have, and my title was going to be Shadow World and Sandwiches, But this was the part about the shadow world. We have stuff in us that we have to bring out. Everything is a mirror around us. So don't be confused who the problem is. Work on yourselves, be good, be happy. We're doing it. We're coming to the close of this year. And I have a couple of slides. I'm just going to fly through them. This is coming to an end. I haven't been too long, have I? I was trying to gather a few bits of inspiration. So these were a few things I was thinking of. You know, it's hard to trust when all you have from the past is evidence of why you shouldn't, because they hurt you. They're not nice. Anyway, so yeah. If you have the chance to make someone happy, just do it. Sometimes people are struggling silently. Maybe your act of kindness can make their day. Sometimes we're not meant to recover. Sometimes we're meant to transform. Only in my pain did I find my own will. Only in my chaos did I learn to be still. Only in my fear did I find my might. Only in my darkness did I find my own light. Every day is a battle, a struggle between what I feel and what I long to be, a fight to cleanse myself of the darkness left inside and the light trying to get in, a longing to be the person I feel I am and want to see, and the person they made me believe I am. It's not a simple path to survive the things that felt like death, but didn't kill you. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed unless it is faced. Home is not a place. Woohoo! It's a feeling of belonging. The challenge is to be yourself in a world that's trying to make you like everyone else. Unless you learn to face your own shadows, you will continue to see them in others, because the world outside of you is only a reflection of the world inside you. I think you're all fabulous, by the way. Sir, this is from Abraham Lincoln. Sir, my concern is not whether God is on our side. My greatest concern is to be on God's side, for God is always right. And Jesus, don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today. Was that it? Okay. Anyway, I had a lot from Jesus, because Jesus, at the end of the day, when I'm thinking of Christmas now, he's the one we had from Moses, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Oh, there's a few more. If any of you wants to be my follower, you must turn from your selfish ways, take up your cross and follow me. For everyone who exalts himself to be will be humbled. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and everyone who humbles himself will be exalted. When you stand praying, if you hold anything against anyone, forgive them, so that your Father in heaven may forgive you your sins. Yes. Anyway, that's it. Anyway, sorry, guys. It was a bit all over the place, but the point is, thinking of Christmas now, Moses with his eye for an eye, the 10 Commandments, tooth for a tooth, we can see the situation in Gaza, which isn't even maybe an eye for an eye anymore. I don't know what it is, but it's something that we have to go beyond that. Then you think the higher level of truth came with Jesus. If someone slaps you, what do you do? Turn the other, okay, Brett. Turn the other cheek. Turn the other cheek, or to love thy neighbor as, love your neighbor as yourself. So already that's gone to an incredible jump of understanding of love. So that's what now with true parents, mother's saying, not by the The wars are not won by the power of logic. We need the logic of love. You know, we need to have that heart of a servant. Anyway, it's all there. True parents have walked this path. They have already set such an incredible path and example. If you're ever not sure about something, you can just check out, well, what did they do? Because yeah, we have some champions on our side. We have some incredible insights. We have books and books and books and books to read. So we're blessed, guys. Have a great time together with your families this Christmas. That is where it's at. That's the good news. That's where it's at. It's with your family. And of course, we are also family, but you know, your blood family at home. That's really also where it's at, both the good and the bad and the ugly. So have a brilliant Christmas, everyone together. And that's it for my message. Please, I'll say a quick prayer. Beloved Heavenly Parents and true parents, you know, we know we can feel that you're around. We can feel your heart that you really want to see the pain of this world stopping. We know that we've got an incredible task ahead of us. We know that actually, as people who understand, true parents who understand this time, who understand this awakening that's going on, we really pray that you can be with us. We really pray that we can at the end of this year just reflect on where we're at. We really want to try and embody that heart of a servant, of forgiveness, of trust, of truth, of light, of all of those things that we really aspire to see. And we really want to be able to reflect, ground ourselves and get ready, because we know that next year is a big year for the world, and we really hope that we can be in a great space together. Thank you for your patience and your love and inspiration, and for being there with us all the time. I report and repay this in my name, Amanda Tumagala, Best Central Family. Adieu.
Thank you, Mandy.